Hello, my name is Kyler Hamipadan, and today I'll be making strawberry and blueberry jam. The ingredients we'll be using is sugar, strawberry and blueberries, and lemons, which can be found in homes, grocery stores, or farmers markets. We'll start by measuring the amount of strawberries and blueberries we're going to be using. We'll be using around a pound or 453 grams for each. After you wash your strawberries and blueberries, you're going to cut the strawberries. Now, you can cut them in quarters or in halves. However, I cut them in half because I like having little chunks of strawberries in my jam. Next, we'll be adding 1/4 cup of sugar into each of our bowls, or around 50 grams. Now, we'll squeeze a quarter of a lemon into each of our bowls. Next, mix your berries to ensure that your berries are coated in the sugar and lemon juice. Before beginning to boil our berries, we'll be adding hot water into our canning jars. By doing this, we are preheating the glass to avoid it shattering from thermal shock or extreme change in temperature. Also, by adding hot water into the canning jar, we are helping it sterilize or kill bacteria. Now, we will boil our strawberries at around medium to high heat for 15 minutes. You will know the temperature is right when the bubbling of the strawberries doesn't stop when you stir. Make sure to consistently stir to prevent your strawberries from burning on the bottom of the pan. When the strawberry jam has a thick and spreadable consistency, it is ready. Similar to our strawberries, we will boil our blueberries at medium to high heat, however, for only 12 to 13 minutes. As mentioned before, you will know the temperature is right when the bubbling of the blueberries doesn't stop when you stir. When pouring your hot strawberry and blueberry jam into the jars, make sure the jars are still hot from the water. However, you must dry the insides of the jar before pouring the hot jam, so be careful not to touch the hot glass. Once you finish pouring the jam, make sure to clean the edges of the jar, then tightly seal the jars. Now, after you're done, your jars of jam should look like this. Now, because my jars are pretty big, I only managed to fill them up halfway. Once you're done, wait for them to hit room temperature, then refrigerate them. What makes this project sustainable? First of all, it reduces food waste. Strawberries and blueberries are highly perishable fruits, and turning them into jams is one of the most effective ways to preserve fruit before they go bad. Secondly, store-bought jams often come with plastic seals or single-use containers. Using glass jars means that your packaging is able to be reused indefinitely. Finally, while commercial jams rely on artificial preservatives, chemical dyes, etc., my DIY jam relies on simple, natural ingredients, which are fruit, sugar, and lemon juice. The specific APES topic that my project aligns with is sustainable agriculture and food production. In the US, about 30 to 40% of our food supply is wasted, often ending up in landfills where they decompose anaerobically and produce methane. Furthermore, commercial store-bought jams require massive amount of energy for industrial processing and transportation. By canning at home, we can bypass the industrial food supply chain, lower transportation emissions, and keep organic waste out of landfills. Now, this perfectly connects to the theme of Act Local, Think Global. If you or I were to preserve some berries, it may seem like just one small action we take in our kitchen. However, globally, if communities begin to reduce household waste and begin doing things like canning berries together, we can shrink the demand for industrial agriculture and global shipping, as well as reduce the amount of organic waste in landfills, overall reducing the amount of worldwide greenhouse gas emissions. Reducing our ecological footprint doesn't require a significant change in our lifestyle. Sometimes it just takes a pot of boiling berries and a little bit of time. Thank you for watching.